Shall I read the first hadith, inshallah? لا تسبوا أصحابي ولو أن أحد مثل أحد ذهبت ما بلغ مد أحد ولا نصيب متفق عليه. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We're going to be starting a very interesting chapter today. The chapter is Babu Manaqib Sahabati, the chapter with regards to the virtues of the Sahaba Ikram. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, قال الله تعالى محمد رسول الله, Muhammad, the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ أَشِدَّاءُ عَلَى الْكُفَّارِ, and the ones وَالَّذِينَ that are with him, يعني Muhammad, and the ones who are with him, أَشِدَّاءُ عَلَى الْكُفَّارِ, they are very, very hard upon the kuffar, رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُمْ, and they show mercy among themselves. تَرَاهُمْ رُكَّعًا, you will see them making sajda, ruku, sujada, and sajda, right? تَرَاهُمْ رُكَّعًا سُجَّدًا يَبْتَغُونَ فَضْلًا مِنَ اللَّهِ, seeking the virtue from Allah Ta'ala, وَرِضْوَانًا, and His happiness. سِيمَاهُمْ فِي وُجُوهِهِمْ مِنْ أَثَرِ السُّجُودِ, and their signs are on their faces, مِنْ أَثَرِ السُّجُودِ, as an effect from the كَثْرَةِ السُّجُودِ. So this particular verse here, if you look at it, it is a glowing tribute that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pays to the companions of Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah ta'ala speak about them in glowing words. The word manaqib, it is jama' manqabatun. Manqabatun, maf'al, and you know in maf'al, the plural comes on mafa'il, manaqib. So manqabat, it refers to that good quality. It refers to that laudable quality that is liked by Khaliq and Makhluk. That quality which gives a person izzat, sharaf, manzilat, raf'at. But remember this here now, when we speak about manaqib and the virtue, we speak about that which is laudable in the sight of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only, in the sight of Allah, Khaliq and Makhluk. If somebody is held in high regard or is held in high esteem amongst the Makhluk, then that doesn't count for much, right? So people can hold a person in the highest esteem, they can have the highest regard, like how maybe today you see people, they have high regard, they have great respect, etc., for maybe soccer stars or actors or sportsmen and all that type of thing. That you won't use the word manqabat. Why? Because that doesn't mean anything in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right, so there we done the word of manaqib or manqabat, right? Then babu manaqib sahabati. Sahaba is the jama of sahabiyun. That's a mufrad. Now you done this word also in your usul al-hadith, etc., etc. What is a sahabi? What is a sahabi? A sahabi is that person who consciously, right, with iman, saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he remained on that iman till his death, and he died with iman. That is the sahabi. You got it? So, in a wakeful state, first condition, in a wakeful state with iman, he saw Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, And then he remained with that iman till his death. Right? That is Sahabi. Then a Tabi'i is the same. That person who saw a Sahabi in the condition of iman, then he remained with that iman until he passed away. And then a Tabu'ut Tabi is the same thing. That person who saw a Tabi with iman in a conscious state, and then he remained on that iman till his death. That is a Tabu'ut Tabi, right? So something about we the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we believe all the Sahaba are Aadil. What does Aadil mean? We believe that they're upright and they are just. That is, and I can say in a literal manner, but in a technical manner, what do we mean? We mean this in a technical manner, like how, when you evaluate the chain of narrators, you see who's this person, was he a righteous person, was he an irreligious person, how was his memory, was his memory good, etc., etc. We speak now on a technical level. Sheikh, are you starting their work there, Sheikh? So when we say in a technical manner, in a technical way, that all the Sahaba Ikram are Adil, it means we don't even evaluate. When we start evaluating a chain of narrators, we don't even look at the Sahabi. We take the default position of a Sahabi is one that he is just, is uprighteous, etc., etc., right? So this was the famous statement of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. As-Sahabatu kulluhum adul. The Sahaba, all of them are adil. And there's another word that goes with them. They are ma'amun and they're mahfuz. We just discussed a little about this. We don't say they're ma'asum. Ma'asum, remember, means that they are to be divinely protected from committing any wrong thing. We don't believe Sahaba Ikram are ma'asum. Yes, they could commit a wrong, they could commit a haram as an exception to the rule, but they have been promised Jannat. Because Allah Ta'ala says, radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhu. So, so we say that all people of Jannah, the Ahlul Jannah. So we say according to Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and in light of the teaching of the Quran and the Hadith, they have a very, very lofty status, right? And the greatest of all the Sahaba Ikram, according to us, was Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, then Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, then Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, then Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then after that, we speak about the Ashar Mubashara. We discuss those in Aqidatul Tahawiyah. And after the Ashar Mubashara, the next most virtuous group are the people of Badr. And after Badr, the next group is the people of Bay'atul Ridwan. In the Hudaybiyah, when the rumor spread that Uthman radiallahu ta'ala was killed, remember? Right? So then, all those who gave ba'at to Rasulullah sallallahu that they will avenge the death of Uthman, that are the people of Bay'atul Ridwan. Or the people of Hudaybiyah. Then we say the people of Qiblatain, the people who took who were in Masjid Qiblatain. Then the next we say those people who accepted Islam before Fath Makkah. Those who say that after Fatih Makkah is called the Tulaqa. Remember Rasulullah said, go if you are free. You will avenge the atrocities you committed against us. Right? So in the Quran, Allah speaks about وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ. Who are the السَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ? Who are they exactly? One qawl is just referred to the Bay'ul Aqaba. Remember when Nabi Sallallahu was looking for somebody to host him, to take him in, and to give him sanctuary, etc. Then the people of Medina came, and there was two meetings. In the first meeting, there were lesser people. In the second meeting, there was more people. So those people who came in the Bay'atul Aqaba, that's one call that these are the Sabiqun al-Awwalun. Another opinion is this here, all those who accepted Islam before Badr. They are going straight to him. And another opinion, which is a more broader opinion, is this here. All those who accepted Islam before Fath Makkah refer to Sabiqun al-Awwalun. And then even broader opinion amongst the ulama is all the Sahaba Ikram, except all, basically, obviously to be a Sahaba you have to be a Muslim. Sabiqun al-Awwalun refer to all the Sahaba Ikram. So we say that the Sahaba Ikram, all of them are Aadiel, or the plural is Adul, as-Sahabatu kullum Adul. They are the ones who brought the deen to us. So they were the conduit. They are the conduit that brought the deen to us. They are the ones who brought Tawheed to us. They are the ones who brought Risala to us. They are the ones who brought our deen. Without them, we wouldn't have our deen. You understood that? So, like the Shias claim that the Sahaba, all of them, they relate from Islam. So we say, how is it possible if the early people that brought the deen to us, right, if they were corrupted and they were kafir, etc., etc., how is it the people after them could be on deen? You understand what I'm saying? So let's do the ability to stop you from doing the things, evil things. And when you still see you are still doing all these bad things. So we say, look here, if the well is dirty, the well is polluted, whatever water you're going to draw from the well is going to be polluted also. How can you draw clean water from the well? So if the Sahaba Ikram all were corrupted, like the Shia claim, then how could a pure deen come from them? You understood that? Look, the Quran came to us through the Sahaba Ikram. If they were all kafir and murtad, and we cannot rely upon them, then how can we rely upon the Quran that they brought to us? You understood that? The Sahaba Ikram, they were the direct students of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If we say the Sahaba Ikram, like how the Shia say, they all became corrupt, they were all, even the Quran, those people also believe only in the Quran, etc. They object against the Sahaba Ikram. Then are you going to say Rasulullah was a failure? That for 23 years you worked on the Sahaba Ikram, but you are unable to correct them, to make the Islah, etc. To say that means Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to a large extent was a failure in his mission.
then our salah will become effective. Our salah will become a means for our,
for this reason,
a means for our comfort, a means for our
that
happiness.
the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they say that these were the students of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are the conduits that transmitted the deen of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to mankind, and that they were beacons of light. And those people who hate the Sahaba Ikram, we say they are kafir.
It does not refer.
The poet says, Hubbun Nabi, Rasulillah muftaridun, wa hubbu ashabihi nurun wa burhanun. The love for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is Rasul is farad. Wa hubbu ashabihi, the love for his companions, nurun wa burhanun, is a light and a proof. Man kana ya'lamu anna Allah لا يرى بأن أبا بكر ببهتان. That person who knows من كان يعلم أن الله تعالى is creator لا يرى بأن أبا بكر ببهتان. He will not accuse as Abu Bakr with anything. ولا أبا حفص الفاروق صاحبه, neither will he accuse Umar رضي الله تعالى. ولا الخليفة عثمان بن عفان, neither will he accuse or character assassinate his Khalifa Uthman ibn Affan. Ama knows أما علي as for Ali فمشهور فضائله, his virtue is well known. والبيت لا يبتني إلا بأركان, and a house cannot be built except on a solid basis. So these are the basis of our deen. How can they be been corrupted?
So then when you're making our salah,
yes, we know and we accept there was ikhtilaf between the Sahaba Ikram, which became as mushajarate Sahaba. We say, we the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah say that they had good intentions, right? If two brothers is having a problem, a personal domestic spat, it is not correct for a third person to interject and come and try to say something.
Yes, you have neglected your son. You are a hard thief.
And remember, we say, we explain this in detail, it is like a ijtihadi mistake, where they might have erred in the application of the knowledge. If one was on haqq, then the other one was and made a mistake in his judgment. And this is the madhab of the Jamhur ulama. Yes, Sahaba Ikram even have difference of opinion in academic matters. Sometimes one Sahabi would say this, another Sahabi would say something else.
And you find that normally when I used to fly a lot.
So difference of opinion.
Check the departure time and arrival time. Then I will check my salah.
It was there. It's not a means of the dropping of the fazilat. It's not a means of character assassinating them. The differences were actually a means of mercy.
Normally, it's never just one flight.
So we say that their status, their manqabat, etc., wasn't only a mercy for the Muslims, but in fact, it was a mercy for the entire mankind. Okay, read that hadith again.
In whatever becomes
ولو أن right أنفق ما بلغ ولا نصيفه. Right. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أبي سعيد الخدري narrating the authority of Sa'id al-Khudri قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تسبوا أصحابي, do not verbally abuse my companions. فلو أن أحدكم, if any one of you أنفق, يعني you من عن صحابة أنفق مثل أحد ذهبا, yet to spend the likeness of Uhud in gold, ما بلغ مد أحدهم, it would not reach even a mud, a measurement, right, of what they spend. ولا, right, ولا نصيفه, or not even half of the mud. متفق عليه, متفق عليه رواية. So if you had to spend a whole mountain of gold, it would not equal one mud, a measurement of what my Sahaba spend. Or forget about the one mud, which is a small measurement, like a half a liter value. It won't even equal a half a mud, right?
Some people
So this could be addressed to the Sahaba. That is, some of you shouldn't abuse some. Some of you shouldn't abuse some. Especially maybe the juniors from amongst you shouldn't abuse the seniors. Those who accepted Islam in the early stages and rendered khidmat in the early stage when there was no one else.
especially for me.
It is mentioned that once Hazrat Khalid ibn Walid, he was having some stiff words with Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, right? When Nabi Sallallahu reproached him and reprimanded him with this words. So in this context, it means that you, the junior Sahaba Ikram, those who accepted Islam later on, you should not abuse the seniors, those who accept Islam in the early stages. But the preferred explanation amongst all the ulama is that this does not only refer to the senior Sahaba Ikram. It is in fact an address to the entire ummah. That whether it's a junior Sahabi, or whether it's a senior Sahabi, you as a non-Sahabi has no right to verbally character or to verbally assassinate any of my Sahaba Ikram. Because they have a very high status in the eyes of Allah Ta'ala. And many shurrah, commentators of hadith, have written
without cleanliness
that to verbally abuse the Sahaba Ikram is from amongst the kaba'ir. You know, you get a list, we done this, you know, Babul Kaba'iri is from amongst the big sins. Many of the Jamhur ulama, they mention that that person who verbally abuses a Sahabi, he will be physically punished in a Muslim country. Some of the Mamalika, from the Maliki madhab, they even say he will be killed. Qadi Iyad Maliki says, as I told you, that to abuse a Sahabi is from the Kaba'ir. Such a person will be given severe punishment. Some of the Hanafi ulama have said that that person who abuses Shaykhain, Shaykhain refers to who? To Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Umar. They are wajib al-qatl. They are wajib al-qatl. There's a book called Al-Ashba'u al-Nadha'ir. It teaches you principles, qawaid of fiqh, etc., etc. You normally do it in the iftar course. See, that person who abuses shaykhain or curses them, they are kafir. And they go to this extent to say that person who says Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu is more virtuous than shaykhain is a bid'ati. He's got a belief that is contrary to the belief of the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So, if a kafir makes tawbah, his tawbah is accepted. That person who abuses shaykhain, his tawbah will not be accepted. So, according to Ahnaf, that person who abuses Sahaba Ikram, he will get physical punishment. There's something called ta'zir. One is the prescribed punishments in Shariat, like how you get cutting of the hands for stealing, etc., etc. Ta'zir is that physical punishment which is left according to the opinion of the ruler. He can institute any type of punishment what he deems appropriate. So according to the Ahnaf, ta'ziran, that if a person abuses Sahaba Ikram, then ta'ziran can be punished. Right? There's a riwayat in Dara Qutni in which says, عن علي عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال سيأتي من بعدي. Narrating the authority of Ali and the narration from the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, سيأتي من بعدي قوم, people will come after me. يقال لهم الروافضة. They are said to them, they are the Rawafid. فإن أدركتم, if you find them, قاتلتم, fight them. فإنهم مشركون, they are the mushriks. قال قلت يا رسول الله ما العلامة فيهم, what's the sign of the Rawafid? قال يفرطون بما ليس فيك, they will go overboard that with regards to that which is not in you. ويطعنون على السلف, and they will verbally abuse the early Muslims. على قتني وفي رواية وذلك يسبون, and the Nabi said they will abuse Abu Bakr wa Umar, and then he said ومن صب أصحابي فعليه لعنة الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين, and upon him is the curse of Allah Ta'ala and the Malaika and everyone. We stop there now. Finish over time. We have to switch over to the Hidayah Shareef.